This truck is everything we wanted and a little bit more. This thing is amazing. We were shopping for the Platinum version. We ended up with the 1794, which was way more than what we wanted. But we went with it anyway. Why? Because it became available. We were looking for specific options on this truck. We wanted some air suspension for our traveling. We wanted a 6.5 foot bed. We wanted the automatic running boards, and we're gonna walk you guys through all of this today, show you what this truck has to offer. But I have to tell you, this truck is fantastic. Couldn't be happier with our decision. The Toyota Tundra, the 2022 1794 edition, blows everything else out of the water, in my humble opinion. So let's check it out. So let's talk about a couple of features of this truck. As I hit the automatic door locks, that's a new feature for me. So yeah, new features on most cars, these all have it these days. So lock, unlock feature right here. As long as you have the keys with you, that feature does work. Now, here's the reason that we went with this particular trim level with the Toyota. So we wanted the Crew Max. The other thing that Toyota did this year, in previous generations they didn't have this, so now they have the Crew Max with a 6.5 foot bed, which that is fantastic. So a lot of people out there have the 6.5 foot bed. Toyota didn't have that option before in the Crew Max, so that was part of the reason we wanted to go with this as well. The limited up Platinum had it, 1794 had it, those are options. This is definitely what we wanted. A couple other big features I'm sure you guys have seen online. Toyota went away with the V8. Now they have the 3.5 liter 3.5 V6 twin turbos, which I have to tell you, so far it's very responsive. We've towed with our trailer just once with this back and forth down to our local dealer, hooked it up, and I have to say it did great. So this does have more foot-pounds of torque for those remember jazz hands. This truck definitely gets through what it needs to get through from a towing and driving capacity so far with what we've experienced in the 2 weeks. Now, a couple of other cool features that we wanted for sure, and this package came with the advanced options package was in this trim level. So what that came with is you'll see the automatic running boards. So this is really nice. This was a feature we definitely wanted. We missed the running boards in our previous truck. We didn't have that. So having this is amazing. We do like this quite a bit. Again, Crew Max 6.5 foot bed, so plenty of space back here. You'll see that. Let's take a little peek back in the back seat here. So lots of room back here. With the advanced option and this trim level, again, you actually have heated and ventilated rear seats. Amazing. The advanced option comes with the running boards. It comes with the rear bed step on the tailgate, which is really kind of snazzy. And again, Toyota went with this little touch here, but you'll see the little bed step that pops out. That feature was also in the advanced options. The other options in this, it has the rear air suspension. So for that leveling up and down, which is fantastic for driving. It also has a 10-inch heads-up display right above you, and we'll try to show you a little bit of that later if we can. But those are kind of the options that came with this trim level, as well as the spray-in bed liner. The spray-in bed liner, I'll show you a little bit of that later too. But again, great options to have for this truck for what we are looking for. And that's what the choice came down to for us, was what did we want, what did we need? And this ticked all the boxes for us. We decided not to go with a diesel. We decided to stick with a little bit smaller. We didn't need a V8 or the Hemi or anything like that. This ticks all the boxes for us. So again, when you're out truck shopping, find out what your needs are, find out what your wants are, and that's what you want to go with. So let's talk about this 6.5 foot bed. A lot of the other truck manufacturers have a lot of different ways to get into the rear of the truck. They have the tri-fold rear bed, the splitting tailgate. Those are lots of options. So again, this has the rear tailgate. What I like about the rear step for the tailgate to get in, you don't have to do the old man shuffle and hop and get in here, which is really nice as we get a little bit older. So this is super easy to hop up, step right in, and this is great. So this 6.5 foot bed, the spray-in bed liner is absolutely beautiful. It's got the non-stick, which is awesome. So we're excited to throw our camping gear in the back of this, see how it doesn't slide. That's the hope. This also does have a power outlet out here in the rear back as well. Again, that's not going to really do a lot for you. It's going to blow up a air mattress or rafts or that sort of things. If you want to power tools and do that sort of stuff, probably not your best option, but you do have that option back here. So again, this bed is amazing. We have more lights back here than we've had in our previous generation. We also have ample cameras, and we'll show some of those features as well, but cameras up here, cameras in the bed of the truck. So let's now go check out the inside of this guy and see what it has to offer. Anyway, let's fire this bad boy up and take a look at this screen and the digital cluster that it has here in front of us, which again, amazing. So let's get this fired up and let's listen to that 3.5 liter V6. Sounds kind of good in my opinion. It's just a, you know, nice simple truck. Sounds good, looks good, does everything we want. This has everything you want. You can control your running boards right here. You can control your mirrors from this. This one also has heated steering wheel, which I've used a couple of times. Now, it doesn't get super hot, that I will admit, but it does warm it up enough here. Again, in the Northwest, it hasn't been a horrible winter. So did it work perfect for me? Yes. I've seen others in different climates where they're like, man, I wish it was a little bit warmer, and I could see that. But overall, for me in this climate, the heated steering wheel has worked perfect. No complaints there. Like I said, the only little complaint I had was with the multimedia. There's a lot to learn with this, so you do have to take your time. In fact, when I got it, I think I spent probably a good hour sitting in my driveway just playing with all the features, and there's a ton of setup that you can do with this truck, how you want your dash to look, what you want the cluster to look like. So those are all fun features to look at, and it's really nice. It's kind of fun to play with. The other difference that this one has, I don't think the other Tundras had, I know mine didn't. Again, stupid little feature, right? But nice to have. This has the memory seats, so you can have 2 different folks. It's nice to have the 2 different settings. We didn't have that before in the previous truck, which we really like having this now, and my wife will now have her setting. The other thing that we haven't done yet that we will do is you can actually also, with this multimedia system, you can set up 2 users. So hopefully this afternoon sometime, maybe my wife and I are gonna mess with that and see if we can get her set up so she can actually receive calls as well when we're both driving. So that, again, new feature Toyota has, which is really great. Now, of all the neat little things that Toyota's done, and I think they've done a lot, the goofiest, funnest feature that my wife and I have both absolutely loved from day one, and we have a long road trip coming up here in a couple weeks, is this right here. I don't know what it is about having this nice wide armrest, but it is awesome. We absolutely love it. One of the other features that this truck has that I absolutely love, being a little bit taller, and for taller drivers, this is great. So you can see kind of your normal front back, your seat, but it has this here, and what this is going to do, it acts kind of like a recliner. This will extend and give you just that little bit more leg support right here. So let's get inside. Once you guys, I'm gonna have you come around inside, come and join me in the cockpit, and let's take a look at this amazing digital center, and we'll show you more of this fun stuff here. Again, here's our cluster that we're looking at. I, on mine, have changed it to my pitch and roll over here that you can see, which is really nice. Again, this is what the cluster looks like. And then as you kind of scroll through, do you want to shut your door really quick?
Oh, I thought I did.
Nope. So again, as you go through here, you have, again, I'm only getting 12.9. I got 473 miles on this. It's barely broken yet. But again, you have your different stuff that you can run through here and play with all this stuff. There's, again, I've sat out here for hours playing with my car. As most of us, that's what we do when we get it. But this does walk you through all the different things that you have on your cluster and what you want to do with it. This is typically where I like to leave mine, just because I like this sort of stuff. Now, let's talk about this display. So you're going to see the camera rate on here is going to be picking up the blinking here. That's the back and forth. That's why you're seeing that. But again, Apple, Android, CarPlay, which is amazing. The GPS on this thing, if you just use the Toyota app, I mean, it's so big. It's amazing. We haven't even messed with it yet, but it's pretty darn cool. This has all your features. Now, what we did is you can see kind of all of our stuff here. This is where you're going to do some of that setup. The key to your setup when you get these trucks is you're going to make sure that you have your key fob associated with you as the primary driver each time. You want to make sure you link that when you set it up. Again, going through the app, setting this up is not super intuitive. That would be another slight little drawback, I would say, to this truck. I feel like sometimes almost like you're an airline pilot getting ready to take off with all this different stuff. But you have all your personal info in here, your different devices, and this is what I mean. You want to make sure you link the key that you have with you, so it's always with you when you're going to set it up. So the other thing, again, we can add another device. This is what we're hoping to do later with Christine, and we're going to play with that, see if that works. I'm really excited to try that. And again, so you have your music, you have your Apple, all your stuff here, which is nice. Again, your basic stuff that you want to do here, your musics, all your apps, all this other fun stuff. Typical features of most cars, but again, I default a lot of the times to this map just because I think it's great. Let's talk about some of the little changes that Toyota made over the previous generation. So let's talk about the center console. So much wider, better armrest in my opinion for sure here. A couple other little things they did is, again, this is kind of nice for your wallet. You can throw some keys in here. Your phone will fit in here. This is really nice. I do like this. In the previous generations, you could open this. You have your storage. And again, I'm slowly getting my stuff back in here. Couple more chargers up here. Plenty of storage in here, which is really nice. Again, there's other manufacturers that are a little bit deeper, I think, and a little bit bigger, but again, for our needs, and that's what I'll keep going back to based on our needs, this works extremely well. The other thing that I like what Toyota did this year is they went to this. You can slide this to open to get stuff down in here. So road trips, I think we've used this once already just driving around town. It's I think you had something in there and you wanted to, my wife wanted to reach and grab something in there. So as opposed to opening the entire thing, it was nice just to do this, put something down in there. So again, really nice little, again, tiny small feature, but it's the little things sometimes that add up. Up here, we have all of our clusters, we have our trailers, we have our different views. We'll show you some of that stuff. This is where we have our rear air suspension that we can control here. This has your phone charging, your wireless phone charging. So far, that's been great. Up here, we have our tow haul modes, different drive modes, tow haul. So we have another video that we're going to do later, and we're going to calibrate our trailer with the new system, and that is going to be a lot of fun. So now let's start this truck up. Oh, that's right. We have more storage, more cup holders here. So again, plenty of cup holders, which is, I'm sorry, but when you're driving, cup holders are important. Those are very important. I think, again, with this trim level, what we really liked, that we were shocked, I think, to be honest, was this saddle brown is gorgeous. You have some of the badging up here, your 1794 badging, which I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it at first, quite honestly, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. glove box, plenty of room in the glove box. Again, there's so much storage here. I'm not too concerned with the storage. But this again has everything. So for your trailering, you have your brake controller here, which is perfect. Automatic start engine here, no keys again. This is awesome. Again, this honestly, I thought about this the other day at work, which is funny. This is the first car I've ever owned that I didn't use a key to start. I'm almost 50 years old and this is a first for me. So that ought to tell you. Let's talk about these camera views. So let's start with kind of your basic aerial view that you get of your truck here. So this is extremely cool. You can change kind of what you're looking at here, what your surroundings are around you. This it even has, you can change the color of your truck, right? If I wanted to go with, if I had a red truck, I had a red truck. But we have the blueprint, so we're gonna keep it the blueprint. So that is just awesome. Cool feature. And now let's do this. I want to throw it into reverse here, and let's check out the cameras here. This is amazing. Your camera views on this truck are awesome. So this is kind of how we have it set up, but you can see the different views that you have with this camera. This is awesome. You can look at the bed of your truck. You can, you know, do this. You can auto it. You can do, I mean, there's all sorts of features that you have here. This is typically where we have it. This has been great so far for backing up. I do love being able to look in the bed of my truck. That'll be a little bit different once we throw a tonneau cover on there. But again, you have all these options, which is absolutely great. I've used this view once already for backing up. You can change your backup here as well. You can change what you want to look at, your guidelines, all that other good stuff. Gives you your line for your backup right there. So again, the views on this are amazing. One of the other things Christine learned on this is when you have it on auto here, is when you come to a slow or you're slowing down, and I think if I throw it in drive, we can see what's in front of us. So this is kind of cool. So as you're going, it will. I'm sorry. So again, if I'm crawling, so this is the front feature. So now I can look out and see what's in front of me. So lots of views on the camera is fun to play with. I don't know. We just, so far, I think again, like I said earlier, it's just playing with it all and just getting out there and figuring out what you want. So, and we shopped for a lot of different trucks. We test drove the Chevys, we test drove Ram, we did Ford, we did with the big three, obviously we did those. And we loved things about each one of those. We drove the Toyotas, we were biased, we had a Toyota. But again, what happened with us is this fit a need. Based on our current lifestyle, based on our current camping, based on the things that we do, this truck kind of ticked all the boxes for us. And a lot of people gave me a hard time. I'm having trouble. A lot of people gave me a hard time, including Siri. Go with a diesel, go with a diesel. You won't regret it. You always want it. I have a short commute to work. I didn't want to do that. This truck just fit what we want right now in our life. So what I'll tell folks, as you're truck shopping, as you're looking, go find out what your needs are. Figure out what you want, what you're looking for. And you may not want all the bells and whistles, and that's great. I like bells and whistles. That's just who I am. So far, this is 2 weeks old for us, and I am in love with this truck. I got a couple things that we're gonna do to it. We're gonna add a tonneau cover as soon as one comes available. They're hard to find right now, just like this truck was hard to find, right? So we got a lot ahead of us still and a lot of miles to put on this truck. We got some great camping ahead of us this year, but overall, this truck has been fantastic. And I think what we want to do next, well, two things I want to do. One, let's get it for a drive and just have you guys listen, see what you think. They do, because that V8's gone, they do kind of pipe in some sound for, you know, it's kind of an artificial sound and you'll hear it a little bit. But here's the other thing I want to do. this is my impressions, and I've only driven it, and Christine hasn't driven it yet, but I want her to. She's a little gun shy. But let's ask her. What does she think of this truck so far? That's what I want to know. What do you think of this truck so far?
Well, I haven't driven it. I'm scared too. Plus, you wouldn't let me in the beginning.
It was my new toy.
I know, you wouldn't let me. You're like, no, not yet. And I don't blame you. But no, so far it is very, very comfortable. I did like some of the other trucks that we tried. They were all like the Ford was super comfortable. I have to admit, that one was really comfortable. But it just didn't have hardly any of the other things that we were looking for. So, I mean, obviously you can't buy based on comfort alone. But this is also very comfortable. I love the seats. They hug you. And the armrests on both sides are like, I don't know how they do it, but like it's at the perfect height that for traveling long distances, which we will be doing.
Yeah.
It's so comfortable. I love the heads-up display. It's large. You can see it. And for us who are getting more and more hard of seeing as we're older, it is really, really nice. Probably the ventilated seats and the heated seats are amazing. The ventilated seats, what's really nice is it's literally like a fan coming out of your seat, and it's really, really nice. I like that. The sunroof I love. I love the light that it lets in here, especially up here in the Northwest. Gets a little gloomy, so that's really nice. Yeah. Cup holders are great.
Cup holders are great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak from the actual driving part because I haven't done that yet, but no, everything else I really, really love. Oh, and the running boards.
The running boards, that's your favorite, I think.
I literally have back issues because of climbing into the other truck with no, because I have really, really short legs.
Right.
And so it was really hard for me to get up. I had to hoist myself.
Right.
And this, now I don't have to, and it's really nice.
Right. Let's go for a little drive and let's listen to this 3.5 liter V6 and see what it sounds like. So let's give it a go. I want to step on this a little bit and see if you guys can hear it. So let's see what you guys think of this. So it's got, for those that are missing that throaty V8 sound, me being one of them, I kind of miss it. You know, it fills a void. It works. So I don't have any problems with it. But as far as the driving of this truck, and again, you can hear it a little bit there. Right, it's got a little bit of that, not a ton. It's artificial noise. It's not, you know, it's not a true V8. But the overall happiness of this truck, if I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say I'm at a solid 8.9. There's always little things that you always want different about each car and all that other stuff that you want, but this is an 8.9 for us. This is a great truck. Guys, if you're in the market for a truck, don't forget about Toyota. A lot of people upset with Toyota because they went away from the V8, they changed some things. I'm gonna tell you, for our needs, our check boxes, check out the 2022 Toyota Tundra. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time down the road. Let's go.